Eurovision?
Yeah.
Why?
What?
Why Eurovision?
You know, I might have been 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. I don't remember. We watched it every year. And you can tell that I don't just love music, I also love a big show. And it always goes together. And I think this is something you don't really evolve like later in life. This is something which is inside of you from the beginning of your life. So I remember being in front of the TV, watching these shows and going like, so at the same time I was impressed by the show and the music and also like extreme makeup and these kind of things. And I just wanted to be on that stage. And yeah, it's one of the things that kind of maybe formed my style in a bit, together with like early 70s glam rock and later then the 80s and Roxette and these kind of things.
Okay. And what about you, Pi? Is it your lifelong dream, or has Chris twisted your arm?
He has twisted not only my arm. No, it actually it's not been my lifelong dream, because as a kid, when we watched the then Grand Prix in Germany, I was never able to really grasp it in a way. I didn't understand the sheer size of it, and I mean it was lovely to watch. But apart from not being able to grasp it, I never even imagined to be able to play in a professional band. So that thought alone was utopia, but you can imagine how far away Eurovision then is, and it's much more further away than just a dream. But now we're here.
Yeah. How much bigger is it than even you expected when you got here? That when you meet all the other people, when you see the organisation behind the scenes, when you go on that stage for the first time, did that still blow your mind a bit?
Yeah, yes and no, because you know we are experienced enough to know what it takes to make such an event. So I actually was sure that there are so many positions working on all those details. So it wasn't surprising, but when you see it with your own eyes, it still surprises you in a way. Although you actually know it couldn't be any other way, because we know how these things are being produced. So yes and no.
But something what was very surprising was all the whole ESC world, because we only knew about the event itself, the live show and everything in TV, but we never knew how big all this bubble is, and about the people in it. And for so many, it's just it's kind of lifestyle, it's a feeling, and that was very surprising.
Yeah, it's a year-long round event for most of us, definitely. Just a quick one about social media. So I first discovered you, Chris, many years ago in your previous band, The Pleasures, through MySpace. That's how old we are.
So it must have been like in 2004 or
2005, 6. Finnish band Entwine on tour in Germany. I was with them, and I saw you and Dan Set at the gig, and I went, I know those two guys off MySpace. I hadn't heard any of your songs at that point, but I knew who you were because of social media.
Yes, it's us.
And you've really used social media well, haven't you? You've been ahead of the game. You've been really amazing.
We invented social media.
But creating content, you churn so much out. You're doing WhatsApp groups, which is really interesting. I get a video from Chris every morning, pretty much.
And we also have a WhatsApp group.
So, you do a lot of content. How do you find the time to do it all?
I don't know.
Does he ever sleep?
I think he just hangs from the ceiling, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
No. The trick is. Him, for instance, it takes him hours to masturbate.
Yeah,
I'm very quick, so I have more time for social media.
Okay.
And I do, oftentimes a day. So basically, my whole day is just.
No, to give you an answer here, it's not me doing the social media. We are all doing it.
Yes.
And so some are creating, some are doing this and this and that, and Jared is our social media minister, like posting all this stuff. So it's always about
just the executive force, basically.
Delegating things, planning things, and can you take over for a week this and so on. So we're 5 people, so. Yeah.
I first saw Lord of the Lost in Finland, in Helsinki. You've got a bit of a love for Finland, I think.
2010.
And you're obviously loving your time with Caria so far. We
Yeah.
saw you dancing on the turquoise carpet yesterday. Have you seen that there is a sauna outside? There is a free sauna.
It's free.
Yes,
free.
free.
Oh, we didn't know
Sorry,
that.
we're out.
We knew about the sauna, but we didn't know it's free.
It's accessible.
So we have to go now.
Yes.
The thing is, I've seen some sauna truck in
Yeah.
one of his posts.
Yeah.
I love sauna, but only if I can go into the water afterwards and swim.
Well,
I mean,
Is that
That's-
right?
Yeah, yeah, you
Mersey.
know, yeah.
jump right in.
Yeah.
Maybe
No,
not.
no, because like these guys, we recorded our current record in Finland, and there's also a sauna in the studio, and those guys go in there, and then they just get a shower, and then they're done. I can't do that. I need to swim afterwards. Like, yeah.
You've been covering other artists, really get involved, lots of the beautiful piano and acoustic type versions. We saw you at your 10th anniversary gigs where you did the rock gig and then you did the orchestra, the ensemble the
Alright,
next
great.
night, and that was beautiful. And I think a lot of people don't realise, how classically trained you are as well. You
Yeah.
play the cello, don't you, Chris? You entered last year with a band playing the cello, did you, for Eurovision?
I did. Oh yeah, all right. I nearly forgot about that. Yeah, I played in the German final in another band. I just I helped them out. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Do you think you'll, try and wheedle your way in with future bands so you can come every year?
Yeah. Well, actually, I've been writing songs for 2 other artists from other countries that might compete for Eurovision next year.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good way of getting in as
Yeah.
the songwriter.
Yeah.
You get a ticket.
No, but
every
I
year.
wrote these songs a long time ago. But there might be 2 artists competing for other
Lovely.
countries next year.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow morning, the Cavern. Are you excited about playing Liverpool's Cavern?
Yeah, we really wanted to do that, and we're glad that it's happening.
And we still don't know what to play.
We still don't know what to
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
We
So
have.
you're doing unplugged.
We do an
Yeah.
unplugged.
Yep.
We still have to decide what to play because we have our catalog of notes that we have prepared for our Swan Song shows.
Yep.
That are somewhat in the realm that we can do now also without an orchestra.
Yep.
We just have to choose and then do a bit of rock and roll rehearsal in the hotel room.
The thing is, we'll come back to the hotel maybe this night at 10:30, 11, something like that, or midnight. Then we will choose one room for having a short rehearsal. And less than 10 hours later, we're going on stage with that.
Wow. Okay.
If we don't manage to do that, we just have to play on request or something.
But it's lovely because it's the opposite of a Eurovision gig. On a Eurovision gig, everything is planned, the music is playback, just the vocals are live. Every second is planned with the content, with the lights. And at Cavern Club tomorrow, it's just going to be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's play some songs. Everyone got some sheets with chords and like, okay, whatever. So yeah,
Lovely.
I love it.
Refreshing.
Yeah, and then just to finish off, you are one of the hardest working bands that I've seen. You're always out there gigging. You've been touring with Iron Maiden. You do all sorts of shows all over the world. Just come back from South America. Just tell our viewers where you're going after Eurovision because it's non-stop to the end of the year, isn't it?
I think after Eurovision, we're going to have 2 festivals in Germany. Then we're going Denmark, Sweden, Finland. Finland's going to be the first Iron Maiden show, then to Dublin. Going on, continuing with Iron Maiden, then we go back to, then England again, Scotland, also Iron Maiden, then lots of summer shows, festivals.
Yep.
I know we have 15 countries this year or something.
Absolutely. And you're back in the UK in the autumn, aren't you, in September?
Oh, yeah.
Right,
And,
exactly.
Yeah.
and some shows are nearly sold out already. Like Manchester, just, 50 tickets left or something. So, yeah, it's going to be packed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
Thank you ever so much for giving me the interview to Eurovision Times.
You're
Good
welcome.
luck on
you very
Saturday,
much.
Thank you.
and we'll speak to you all soon. Thank
Right.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much.
Thanks.